I am going to draw a sample from population, but how many numbers am I going to draw to represent the population? To answer this question, let's go back to the two principles in statistics. One is law of large number. As sample size increases, sample mean gets closer to the true mean, population mean. What does it mean? Let's look at this example. I randomly draw 10 numbers from the population. This is my population. I randomly draw 10 numbers from the population. This is my sample 1. I calculate the mean is this value. And then I randomly draw 20 numbers from the population to pick my sample 2. I calculate the mean, this value. And then I randomly draw 30 numbers from the population. This is my sample 3. The mean is this value. I increase the sample size to 50, 100, 500, 1000, and this is corresponding sample. And the mean, obviously, look at the mean. As the sample size increases, the mean gets closer to the true mean. This is the population mean. Now let's go to the second basic principle. This is central limit theorem. The sampling distribution of S bar is the sample mean, is approximately normal. That means follow normal distribution when the sample size n is large. What does it mean? Let's look at this example. I randomly draw 10 numbers from the population. These two columns is my 2000 numbers, and I draw 10 of the number randomly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 10 numbers to pick my sample 1, and I calculate the mean. The sample mean is this number, and I randomly draw another 10 numbers to pick my sample 2 and calculate the mean, and I repeat the process 200 times, and I got 200 samples. The sample size is 10, and I calculate every sample's mean. Look at this column. I have 200 means. Obviously, even the sample size is the same, is 10, but the means are different. This graph, histogram, is the distribution of these 200 samples of sample size 10. Look at this histogram. The distribution looks pretty close to normal distribution. And this histogram is the distribution of 200 samples of sample size 30. I increased the sample size to 30. That means I dropped 30 numbers from population and form a sample and calculate the mean. And I repeat the process and calculate the mean, and I do it again for 200 times, and I got 200 means of sample size 30. This is the distribution. Look at these two distribution. Looks pretty close to normal distribution.